This reviewer cannot remember the last time that he started a game and played it in its entirety all the way through, without taking a break. Yet that is exactly what occurred with Devil May Cry 5. It is one of quite a few games that this player had been meaning to play, and it has left him wondering why it had taken him so long to play, especially considering the high regard that this reviewer has for undoubtedly one of the best action-based game series ever created. Released on the 8th of March 2019 for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One and Windows, and subsequently released for the PlayStation 5 and both the Xbox Series X and Series S, Devil May Cry 5 erupts in a hectic, instantly captivating explosion of fast-paced, effortlessly smooth combat in a multitude of varied and beautifully realised linear-based environments, all wrapped in a wondrous, intriguing cinematic story experience. Lead designer Yoichiro Ikeda and Koki Kino Chita have led the design teams to create a mesmerizing assortment of deliciously constructed environments that encapsulate the unique visual look and style of the Devil May Cry series, simultaneously paying homage to what has gone before as well as expanding its scope. The level design is ingenious, with the player often sprinting through labyrinth-inspired levels, often bewildering the player as to where they actually are, and yet any turn or direction that is taken always results in you ending up in the right place. It is extremely impressive to see the amount of originality that has been incorporated within linear structured level design. Graphically, the game is beautiful. Character modelling and animation is, even 4 years later, some of the best you will see. The use of bright colour, shading, special effects, particle effects, dynamic and fixed lighting, and materials and textures is masterfully utilised here. Devil May Cry 5 utilises horrific gothic-inspired imagery, but at the same time provides the player with a light-hearted, often comical experience. This is mainly achieved through the use of the main characters, whom are chock-a-block with one-liners, over-the-top hammy lines and amusing banter. Yet none of this descend into parody because of the sincerity in which the lines are delivered by the whole cast.
Nothing. Well, he's not exactly going up for Father of the Year award now, is he?
His research wasn't half bad. Came in handy. Mildly thank you for that.
You have to do that in here. It already smells like ass.
That's you!
Ruben Langford as Dante, Faye Kingsley as Nico, Johnny Young Bosch as Nero, Brian Hanford as V, Wendy Lee as Trish and Kate Higgins as Lady lead a memorable cast of characters that guide the player through the story through the use of extremely well crafted cutscenes. In the editorial review of Final Fantasy XVI on this channel, this reviewer spoke about how that game had far too much emphasis on story. Final Fantasy XVI is saturated with cutscenes. Devil May Cry 5 does have a lot of cutscenes. There is a lot of story here, not to the extent of FF16, but there is a lot. But the way they're incorporated into the game, and more noticeably the fast pacing of the whole experience, results in them never being an affront. This is further helped by what was stated above, the mostly light-hearted and comical nature of it all. There are a few more poignant moments for sure, but this reviewer was often smiling, even laughing, given, again delivered with total sincerity, the over-the-top anime-style delivery. In terms of gameplay, Devil May Cry has very few competitors in its fusion genre. Combat is exhilarating and hectic, with real depth to how you approach it. In Devil May Cry 5, you get to utilise 3 different characters, 4 in the current gen special editions of the game. Each character having different skills and equipment. Unlike a standard role-playing game, there is no levelling up process for the characters. Instead, as you progress, you can buy new skills and more powerful versions of skills that you already have through orbs that you collect in combat and through your travels. It is clear that Final Fantasy XVI attempted to adopt this style of approach to combat, but as far as this reviewer is concerned, not only diluted it too much, but also confused it with reduced role-playing game mechanics. Nier Automata, on the other hand, is successful in emulating the fast-paced style of play without attempting to become it, and more importantly, retains a sizable role-playing mechanic layer. Of course, it is perfectly feasible for a player to only utilise their favourite skills and ignore everything else, but the point here is that the depth of variety is there. Aside from different game difficulties, there is a lot of replayability here. At quite a few stages in the story, you choose to play from a selection of characters, so going back and making different choices gives you new content immediately. Then there is the ranking system, Capcom's signature combat rating system, a proudly retained feature from the arcade cabinet games of the past. Attempting to clear everything with an S or higher rank is going to be a real challenge for any player. Lead composers Kota Suzuki, Hiromitsu Maiba and Yoshiya Terayam, with the assistance of Stephen McNair, John R. Graham, Casey Edwards, Cody Matthew Johnson and Jeff Ronner, all contribute to deliver an exhilarating, heavily percussive range of metallic, industrial goth rock metal fusion expressions that inject the whole experience with even more pace and vitality. Of particular note are Ali Edwards' vocals in Casey Edwards' Devil Trigger. Game director Hideaki Itsuno has stated that he wished Devil May Cry 5 to be his most accomplished work yet, appealing to both players that are new to the franchise and returning players. He has easily exceeded that expectation. Prior to this game, this player would have claimed that Devil May Cry 3 was the best in the series. Not that Devil May Cry 5 or the reboot Devil May Cry weren't good games in their own right. However, they seem to be more sober, slower paced and less vibrant than Devil May Cry 3. They were less fun. Devil May Cry 5 has eclipsed even Devil May Cry 3 in the estimation of this reviewer. It is a furious, effortless fusion of the finest action game mechanics and an often hilarious, colourful, entertaining story that will delight both new players and fans of the series. Devil May Cry 5 is one of the most action-packed, breakneck speed and fun gaming experiences you can currently have. Utterly awesome.